10 places where you can experience true silence. What if I told you the average person spends nearly 90% of their life surrounded by artificial noise? Traffic, phones, chatter, air conditioning, even subtle background hums you're so used to you don't even notice them anymore. And yet, true silence, deep, untouched, natural stillness, is becoming one of the rarest and most valuable experiences on Earth. In a world addicted to alerts, playlists, and podcasts, silence isn't just golden, it's revolutionary. But there are still a few places left where you can hear absolutely nothing, except maybe the sound of your own heartbeat. So, in this video, we're taking you to 10 places on Earth where true silence still exists, where nature speaks in whispers and the loudest thing is your thoughts. Ready to escape the noise? Holy Rainforest, Washington, USA. Tucked away in the Olympic National Park, the Hoh Rainforest is one of the quietest places in the United States and possibly the world. Covered in moss and dripping with mist, it's a cathedral of green where sound gets swallowed by layers of ancient forest. Acoustic ecologists have even labeled a specific spot here as the 1 square inch of silence, a protected area meant to preserve natural quiet. But despite its designation, nearby air traffic and tourism are growing concerns. Silence is fragile here, and the wrong time of year can bring more footfall than peace. Visit in the off-season, stay on designated trails, Hauraki/Mount Cook National Park, New Zealand. Imagine standing under a night sky so clear, the Milky Way looks like spilled glitter, and the only thing you hear is snow crunching beneath your boots. Hauraki/Mount Cook National Park is a remote alpine wonderland where silence and starlight go hand in hand. Part of a UNESCO Dark Sky Reserve, it's one of the few places on Earth with near-zero light and noise pollution. But silence here isn't without its challenges. The weather can shift rapidly, and unprepared hikers sometimes underestimate the conditions. Come equipped with layers, a flashlight, and a willingness to be small under the universe. Because sometimes the silence of the mountains says more than words ever could. Antarctica is the kind of silence that gets into your bones. It's not the absence of sound, it's the complete, almost eerie quiet that comes when there's nothing left to make noise. No bird song, no trees rustling, just the occasional groan of moving ice. It's both serene and unsettling, and while it might sound like the ultimate silent retreat, Antarctica is no vacation spot. The extreme cold, isolation, and logistics of getting there make this one of the most inaccessible places on the planet. You'll likely need to join a scientific expedition or high-end tour, and even then, the environment demands respect. Makgadikgadi-pans, Botswana. Stretching across thousands of square kilometers, the Makgadikgadi salt pans in Botswana are remnants of an ancient super lake and offer a stillness so vast, it's almost supernatural. The dry season leaves the area as a blinding white desert, flat and empty, where not even a breeze disturbs the air. It's like standing on another planet, no echo, no shade, no noise, just you and the horizon. But this silence comes with real survival risks. Without proper guidance, dehydration, sunstroke, or getting lost are serious threats. You need a skilled local guide and a strong respect for nature's scale. Tibetan Plateau, China. At over 14,000 feet above sea level, the Tibetan Plateau is often referred to as the roof of the world, and it feels just as sacred as it sounds. The silence here is spiritual, deepened by the presence of prayer flags fluttering in the wind and vast, empty landscapes that stretch into infinity. You might hear the occasional yak bell or distant chant, but for the most part, this is a place of profound stillness. However, altitude sickness is a real concern. Many travelers experience dizziness, fatigue, or worse if not acclimated properly. Travel slow, drink lots of water, and don't push your limits. And while the silence is transformative, remember it's also sacred. Respect local customs, traditions, and the deeply spiritual energy of the land. Alaska's gates of the Arctic National Park, USA. No roads, no trails, no cell signal. Gates of the Arctic is the very definition of remote. Located entirely above the Arctic Circle, this national park offers not just quiet, but total isolation. With over 8 million acres of pristine wilderness, the only things you'll hear are rushing rivers, crunching snow, and maybe the distant howls of wolves. But don't expect a leisurely stroll. There are no marked paths, and you need serious backcountry skills to navigate this kind of raw nature. The risks are real. Hypothermia, bear encounters, and unpredictable weather can turn deadly fast. But if you're up for it, the reward is a kind of silence that's not just heard, but felt. Bring a journal. You'll need it to process the weight of the quiet here. Namib Desert, Namibia. The Namib Desert, one of the oldest on Earth, offers a different kind of silence, the kind that hums in the heat, where time slows and even the air seems to sleep. Massive red dunes stretch endlessly, and as you stand atop one, the wind may whisper, but otherwise it's all still. The desert is meditative, alien, and oddly comforting. But don't underestimate the environment. Daytime heat can be intense, and nighttime temps drop sharply. Travel with a guide, carry plenty of water, and wear sun protection like your life depends on it, because it does. Still, the sunrise over a sea of sand is the kind of moment that turns silence into poetry. Te Waipunamu, South Island, New Zealand. New Zealand's South Island, particularly in its most remote parts like Fiordland and Mount Aspiring National Parks, offers pockets of profound silence that are becoming increasingly rare. With dense beach forests, glacial valleys, and mist-covered mountains, it's nature at its most majestic and quiet. But its silence isn't just about the absence of human noise. It's about the acoustic purity of a place untouched by industrialization. However, weather in this region is notoriously unpredictable, and the trails, while stunning, can be treacherous if you're not prepared. Waterproof gear, navigation tools, and a good fitness level are non-negotiable. That said, this is the kind of silence that doesn't just soothe, it restores. It makes you whole again. Svalbard, Norway. Way up in the Arctic Circle, the Svalbard archipelago offers silence of the icy, unforgiving kind. This is where polar bears outnumber humans and winter stretches the boundaries of light and sound. The snow absorbs footsteps and the cold makes even the air seem still. It's breathtaking and sobering. But travel here isn't for the faint of heart. Strict environmental rules, unpredictable weather, and the ever-present risk of bear encounters mean you need to be on a guided expedition. Guns for polar bear defense are required when venturing outside settlements, not exactly a casual walk in the park. But the kind of silence you find here, it's not just rare, it's primal. Orfield Laboratories, Minnesota, USA. Believe it or not, one of the quietest places on Earth isn't in the wilderness, it's inside a lab. Orfield Laboratories in Minnesota holds the record for the world's quietest room, an anechoic chamber where the decibel level is actually below the threshold of human hearing. It's so silent people can hear their own heartbeat, lungs, and even the movement of their joints. Sounds cool, right? But most visitors can't last more than 45 minutes inside. The total lack of sound can induce nausea, anxiety, or even hallucinations. It's a reminder that while silence is a beautiful thing, too much of it can be unsettling. If this video helped you breathe a little deeper or dream a little bigger, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Let us know in the comments which of these places you'd love to experience. Or, if you've already been somewhere that made the world finally go still,